Brendan Butterbean Queen and Carson Quapple will lead us to the green flag. The Cars Tour 125, presented by Napa Auto Parts and Cheney Enterprises, is green. It's going to be a tussle here for the race lead. It was Brendan Queen who just edged out Carson Quapple there at the stripe to complete lap number 1, but they are side by side. Top 3 rows as Quapple may try to make their move by, and contact made for the race lead. Carson Quapple will have it at the stripe that time, and with that, Carson Quapple becomes the first driver in series history to lead a lap in each of the first 7 races.
Coming into the night, he was only 30 laps shy of his full total in 2022, and he's going to add to the slate as he comes to the line to cement the lead off on the outside lane of turn number 4. What a battle early in the going between some of the top contenders in the championship, and Quapple goes to the point.
His alternator went bad, but was running up in the top 3 of that race. Meanwhile, back up front, 117 laps to go, and we are once again side by side for the race lead. Carson Quapple on the top side, and Queen going to go on by. Quapple says you can have that for now.
All the conversations about it being hard to pass here, throw that out the window. 2 lead changes already as we get this race underway, and Queen is now back to the point.
Problem for Caden Honeycutt as he will try to bring it down to the pits again. We mentioned it in the local competition, and he stops on the track. He gets a 1-lap penalty. And indeed, the caution flag, the Volt battery caution, is out for Caden Honeycutt. But once again, be the same front row we had just about 20 laps ago. Queen and Quapple is a big check up there on the inside from Brendan Queen. Remember, we saw kind of the same thing back at Florence there, as Queen leads the field. A check up there on the inside, but he will have the race lead and nearly clear of Carson Quapple off of turn number 4, and indeed he is.
Quapple is going to fall right down in the tire tracks of Brendan Queen as they go to turn number 1.
He'll go side by side once again with Carson Quapple. Will he yield, or how hard will he fight McCarty? I tell you what, Quapple doing a masterful job there on the second lane, making that car work, making that job hard. This is what we were talking about with Dominion Raceway, how difficult it can be to pass if you have a good car that is running that outside or middle lane, as that brings Chad McCumbee into the fight here with 102 laps to go.
You can see how fast these cars are rocketing their way around this 4/10 of a mile oval, and you might have to use a little bit of muscle in order to cement a move. But McCarty was able to do so there cleanly. Quapple gets back down, defends the 3rd spot from McCumbee.
You can see a lot of damage on some of these cars back in the field, and the point we were touching on earlier, that this is a racetrack that historically has lended itself to a lot of issues on restarts, missed shifts. We've seen that a couple of times as Diaz and Huffman get together. Huffman goes sliding up the racetrack, and we are green. No, the Volt battery caution is out for the 2nd time. It is Queen and a new look up front on the front row. It is Bobby McCarty who has joined the 03. Back underway with 89 laps to go, and Bobby McCarty may have his first taste of the race lead off of turn number 2. But Queen able to clear him, as now Quapple will go side by side for the 2nd spot.
Quapple trying to keep the fender inside. Again, low tire pressures, more smoke off the 8 car. Nothing to be too concerned about.
Leading the most laps.
Mike Looney is off the pace, and the Volt battery caution will fly with 15 laps to go, as Looney has had something come undone on the right front, and it may be that Hoosier tire.
Queen on the bottom, Quapple on the top. Good launch for both cars as they rustle down into turn number 1. Contact made perhaps between the 2. Drag race down the back straightaway. They're side by side as McCarty in the 6th. Tyrell clears down into 4th.
Queen caught the apron with the left front and slides up into the door of Carson Quapple for the race lead. Quapple pulls ahead by a half a car length. They touch again off turn 2.
And Queen is loose. He slides off the bottom of turn number 2. Quapple once again on the top side, able to hold Queen at bay. Not able to get the run. They slide once again, nearly a dead heat to the line. 14 laps to go as they touch again into turn 1. Here comes Bobby McCarty.
They nearly got locked together, and that's going to give Queen a half a car length edge in turn number 3. McCarty in the 6 trying to get up to the inside for 2nd spot, and Queen fends off the challenge for now.
He fends it off, but what a drive down into 1 and 2 as Quapple will try to get the run off the top side. But once again, Brendan Queen, 13 laps to go as your race leader as Quapple drives it up. Finley has a problem at the top end of 3 and 4. We are still green, and now the Volt battery caution is out with two of your championship leaders launch. Green flag down into turn one. Once again, another great launch for Carson Kvapil on the top side.
I thought he was going to knock the wall down in turn number 2. He got so high, but he is almost clear of the 03 for the lead, but not yet. Here they come to the line. Carson Kvapil to the point.
As Kvapil, a little bit of a slide there off of turn 2, opens the door for Brendan Queen once again.
That may be the moment that Brendan Queen is looking for. Off of turn number 2, if Carson gets a little bit sideways, it'll be Queen's chance to pounce. Here they come off the second corner. Contact for the race lead.
Applying the pressure is Brendan Queen as they nearly touch down into 2. Kvapil up the racetrack. Here comes Brendan Queen sliding to the line. It'll be 5 laps to go. Brendan Queen down on the bottom. Kvapil's pinching him. They touch once again in the middle of 1 and 2.
Both of them wiggling up off the corner. Queen still has a fender inside. Now to the driver's door of Carson Kvapil as they continue to battle for the race lead and win with McCarty closing.
Bobby McCarty, you cannot forget about him as Brendan Queen up the racetrack again. Gets that 8 car sideways, 4 laps to go. The door is caved in on Carson Kvapil as Queen will drive it once again. Off the corner, here comes Bobby McCarty. 3 laps to go at Dominion.
Race of the year. More contact there. Here comes Bobby McCarty. 3 wide for the race lead. They touch. More contact. McCarty inside for the race lead in 3.
Many Tyrrell starting to pounce as the Swedes go crazy here with 2 laps to go. Bobby McCarty into the race lead for the first time, looking for his first win in 2 years. Brendan Queen side by side. Now he has the top side with perhaps 1 lap to go. It'll be off of turn 4. McCarty and Queen a dead heat at the stripe.
1 lap to go. Queen on the outside. McCarty on the bottom. Half a lap to settle it at Dominion.
McCarty on the bottom. Brendan Queen on the top side. McCarty will slide in. Queen trying to hold him off. A drag race down to the line. And Bobby McCarty will win it by 9 1/1000ths of a second. And Bobby McCarty will head to Cars Tour victory lane for the first time in 2 years.